take 5, like take 2, everybody coming through once again. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, and he's back. I don't know what was going on, but obviously people don't need to hear about the technical issues and stuff. Everyone just wants to hear smoothness. But I don't know, it was all echoey. And I do hope the sound is coming through a bit better now, a bit clearer. But either way, obviously I don't have any plans. I'm just like, what do you call it? Winging it, as they might say. Um, I do appreciate everybody hanging around. If there's anything you want me to have a look at, let me know and I can bring it. So that's coming through fine. Um, gonna I can't pin the message because I'm obviously not a moderator in this thing or something weird. Because I changed the name of my channel today in because I just felt like obviously the YouTube's not really promoting any sort of cannabis advocacy channels, and like everything gets restricted and it's hard to get monetized or whatever. So I figured instead of like starting on the other channel, I could just flip the content and hopefully that works out. I do appreciate everybody that come through and checked out that earlier stream. Um, just got to like obviously continue doing that. I've got to clean my computer up. There's too many files on there at the moment. And then the CPU's just wigging out because with something, like Logic, you should be able to run multiple tracks without any glitching. But just currently there's too much stuff on there. I think I need to take out some files or whatever. What is he called? Transfer it all to a hard drive so that the actual computer is refreshed and has the capacity to run. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to go get some smoke and I'll be back. We're back. I don't think there's anybody in the house. But that's all right. That's all right. Shit ain't easy to do, but it's whatever you make it, eh? I've had it. It's crazy. It's just crazy. How far do you be honest and open up about things? And to who? Do you just open up to a stranger and tell them everything and just be totally honest? Or should you save that for yourself and your own thoughts? Or should, or people that supposedly are close and care about you? I kind of, personally, I honestly think you could open up to anybody, but unfortunately, it's just the way things are going. People have agenda, no, not agendas, but sincerity is just not there anymore. Um, but hey, I'll get there. I got a lot to tell. I got a lot to tell. But either which way. Hello? Yeah, alright, it's coming through. Yeah, so we're just chilling here. Just gonna get a bit of a chop going. Um, if anybody wants to come and join up, I think the link should be in the chat somewhere for the StreamYard. If not, it's all good. Once again, big shout out to the Queensland team. Big fan. And it was a very comprehensive win last night over the New South Wales team. Although they were playing with 12 men, the New South Wales, for most of the game, but that was just a I don't know what you just obviously there's no intention of that tackle to hit him in the head, but it, that's how it played out for what is it, Suaalii. He was on debut, and then 5 minutes into his game, first match of Origin, he gets sent off. Just crazy. Like, and that the commentators were saying one of only 6 players ever in the history of Origin to be sent off. It's unfortunate. But, the next game would be in a couple of weeks, I guess. It's probably, I think it's in Melbourne, the next one. Then they'll be playing in Brisbane, which is pretty difficult for the opposing team, like New South Wales coming up to Queensland's home ground to play. Not to say they haven't won there before, but most of the time, I think it's like 75% of it they win, or something like that. I don't know, don't quote me on that. But if you got some high kick back and chillax. I'm just about to chop up some flowers here. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow. All medicated, It's, what's the word? Prescribed, sorry. I could check up the legislation. There's things are changing over here, or not changing, but there's a cannabis bill that's being put forward in the Senate or the House of Representatives, whatever it is, wherever the politicians are, and they speak about up and coming things that they propose. So supposedly that's been in the works, and it did get, they spoke about it the other day. I think it was maybe last week or something. But that's unfortunately, I haven't been, things have been going on with me that for the past year that have, it's what you say, it's put me away from it's drawn me away from being so involved with the cannabis community and just cannabis itself. I hopefully can get back to where I was and my mindset, and I do feel it slowly coming back, but and I'm sure a lot of people can relate. You go through things, you go through stress, you go through all sorts of different situations, and people deal with them differently. Cheers, everybody. Blazing up if you're blazing. I don't know. Is anybody else live? I might just have a look at that and go have a look, but Appreciate everybody coming through, whoever's in the house. The link is in the chat, I hope. I'm just having a chop at the moment. Oh, cheers, bro. Whoa. Yeah, not too much doing. I got, what are we at? Thursday. Tomorrow morning I've got things to do, but I've got a bit of time at the moment. So just kicking back. I wanted to try that stream out. Listen back to it. I could hear it, which was cool. That's the main part. I just want the audio to come through clear, and it did. The microphone obviously wasn't as loud, but that's cool. I'll get there. I can always find my lighter by standing up. Is it under your seat? You're sitting on it. Hey, Miko, brother, what up, man? Hopefully you can see the link in the chat. I don't know if you can't, I'll drop it again. But I just couldn't pin it up. Good to see you, bro. It's been ages, man. I lost my phone, and so I sent you. I don't know. I sent a message to the group. I think I don't know, but anyway, it's really good to see you, bro. Hope you've been doing well, Mr. 420 Falcon. Let's see if I can bring up something here. Let's see, I'll go have a look. I guess I'll go have a look at Canada Reviews as I usually do. See if there's what is new on the Canada Reviews website. There we go. Slide in. Boo doo 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 doo. Boo doo doo boo. Alright, here we go. So for those that don't know, Canada Reviews is a website which it gives you a good, it's like pretty cool, gives you an overview of the medical cannabis scene in Australia, different pharmacies, products, doctors, and patients can review the product. So let's go here. Product, flower, suppositories. Yikes! I suppose that's for people with cancer and they can't swallow or smoke and stuff. Sort by, it got 5 out of 5. This new one, which is $5 a gram. Someone there's. Let's just go from newest. Okay, so these are the new ones that are out. 10 gram, 25% indica at $100, so $10 a gram. $12 a gram, 13. I guess there's not going to be many companies that are going to go breach that or hit that $20 mark now, because there's too many products which are under that, and I don't think, because in my experience, those flowers aren't, as I've said before, they're not that much, they're not like twice as or 3 times or 4 times better than the lower priced flowers, in my opinion. So I don't see any real point in trying them. Yes, it's worthwhile because the experience is good, but for a consistent everyday medication, it just becomes too costly. You're paying like more than you pay in rent on your medication every week. It becomes a lot. It's a definite something to think about in your budget. Where is it? Where's this? This is one $7. I'm trying to find that. Wow, there's heaps. Oh, this would be yummy. So $17 for this apples and bananas from Aura Therapeutics. I'm sure that would be really nice. Where's this BOB one? I'm trying to find for $5 a gram. Here it is. Oh, no, that's the. Oh, they've got okay. So the 22% is $10.90, whereas the 15% is $5 a gram. Where is the rest of it? ANTG have got new ones coming out. Oh, what is it? Where is it? Let's put it up here then. BOB. Is anybody in the thing? Let me check. Oh, good. Oh, nice, dude. Nice to hear, bro. Excellent. That's awesome to hear. Because, as been said, obviously, like, what is good about the medical flower products is that they've got the infrastructure, I guess, or facilities to keep everything at the right temperature and at optimal levels of growth, so that you get good terpenes, you get good structure of the flower. But if you're onto somebody who's paying just as much attention, like a craft grower, or somebody that's really into it, their product will just be just as good, or if not better. So, what's the sort of prices that's going on that if you have to go for that option? Like, Frosty, what up, mate? I'll drop the thing again. Maybe it's not there, but it's cool if Dawn's got time or whatever. But if you got a second, you could come up. All good. If not, I'll just drop it down there. But there you go. The BOB is up there. So BOB 14. I thought they had two at $5 a gram, but anyway, let's see what the review is like. There's a picture of the nug. See, I mean, they look decent. The swollen calyx is there. You can see the trichomes on it. It looks like it's kind of a bit fluffy, but that's just the trait of the flower or the strain. Indica dominant, Arowana. Wonder how much terpene it is. It hasn't got much terpene. 1.7. I was thinking because of the lower end THC level, you might find higher terpenes, but 1.7 is not dramatically high. So 2 people have rated it, and they both given it 5 stars. Very nice. Can't go wrong for the price. Need more products. I think I might have read that. Need more products for the same price. Very happy. Flavor was fruity and spicy. Smoked through a bong. They paid $70. Okay, excluding shipping, and then maybe that was including shipping. I don't know, but the price for this person was $70, whereas this other one got it for $50. Highly recommended the strain. Not typical indica. I was motivated. Helped dramatically with anxiety. Awesome. With an earthy flavor scent. Smoked through a bowl. That's decent. So that's something definitely I do want to try as well. And they've got a couple big nugs, a couple small nugs, obviously. Looks good, man. Looks good. Go back. I've never tried this company yet, but I did hear about it. So they 24, 25, and 22%, $10.90. Decent. I wonder if the prices of the diamonds and extracts have gone down, but I would doubt that. Let's sort by... I mean, looking at that, all the prices are, you know, reasonable. A lot of things under $10. They obviously, I've selected the different, maybe where is the price per milligram? So look at this one here. Sensi Star from Hologen. A quarter of an ounce, 7 grams for 185 Australian. And it's only a 15.7% THC flower. Holy moly. Holy moly. When you've got that other option there for something at 14% for like $50 for 10 grams. Man. Let's see if I don't think anybody's even bought it yet. Oh no, out of stock. So maybe it's not, it hasn't arrived yet. But wow, see, look at that difference. $26 a gram compared to $5. So you'd want that flower to be, 5 times better. And I just highly doubt that's going to be the case. As I said, though, it's been a long time for me I got to go check out the, because I lost my phone. I got, OAA's in the house. What up, bro? He's coming back. I'll bring you up. I got to go get my scripts renewed because I lost my e-scripts. Thanks for coming up, bro. How are you going? Good to see you.
I just thought I'm going good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, chilling, bro. Chilling.
Cool. Just thought I'd show you 2 new strains I've just picked up.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
So this is the first one.
Hang on a minute. Let me try and I'll take this off. El Camino Santiago. How do I solo it? There you go. Sorry, there you go.
You're right.
15
grams. Yep. And 27%.
Did you try it yet?
Oh, I've smoked it, yeah. It's all right. The buds are all little buds. I'll bring this down like that so you can see it better. All falling out. Yep.
I can see that. They're all the small crumbles, eh? Small nugs and crumble.
$99 for the 15 grams. And then there's this one.
Right, 27%.
Yeah, so this is a that one there is an Indica Dominant 6535, and this one's just Indica.
Okay, so bigger nugs in there.
Yeah. Now I prefer the other one, to be honest. But this one, I had a mate over and he smokes joints. He smoked last night in a joint, and he reckons it was fucking potent, really, really good. I prefer that one because I smoke pipes.
Okay.
So, but they're both $99 for 15 grams. So for budget, they're not bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you?
There's a few of them like that, dude.
Yeah, I was just looking. There's quite a few. Excuse me.
Yeah, so you got red pouch, you got blue pouch, you got the cherry co. They're all around the $89 for the 15 grams.
I don't know if people probably can't see that too well, reading the fine print on the screen.
Very hard to see.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be glasses on, so anyway, don't need to
I was
be
just
cammed up.
showing those prices. Um,
So,
that's cool though. So, how did you hear about those ones?
just keep on checking out on Canna Review, and then the dispensary I go to. Sometimes I ask them, "Is anything new in?" Blah blah blah. Just ask questions, man. Like,
Yeah.
go and do some research.
Compared to the Tempo Indie Med, any kind of similarities? Or
It's $100 to $99. I'm getting an extra 5 grams. The Indie Med sourdough, shit's all over it.
okay, all right.
You know what I mean? Just a different level. You know what I mean?
Strength wise, of
Yeah,
the
no, I just terpene taste, all that. You know what I mean? Manicured differently. You know what I mean? It's like perfect. The manicuring on the Indie Med. I'm not trying to fucking blow smoke up their ass, but it's really, really, really well done. Whereas, like this one here, 15 grams for $99, this San Diego. Yeah, I mean, there's a few sugar leaves and things like that there, but not many. You know what I mean? But I still pull them, take them off. You know what I mean? Because I don't like them. So, for example, I'll pull this one. I'll pull the worst one out. All right, this is the worst one out there, and you'll see what I mean.
I'll let them sit if they've got a
So,
trichome.
those little dark green dark green leaves, I rape them. I pick them off. They go in the ashtray. I don't smoke them.
Are they covered in trichomes though?
Oh, they probably are, but I just don't smoke them because they taste like shit.
The taste is different, yeah.
Just tastes like shit.
Uh,
But yeah, they are. Look, it's covered in trichomes, those little leaves.
yeah. Okay, you can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I still don't smoke them because they just take the taste is fucking vile as far as I'm concerned.
I guess you don't know how much, or you probably about 10.
It's marginal, man. It's minimal. Yeah, it's not much, man. You know what I mean? Fuck all.
Mm.
It's probably out of that. I'm having a guess, but it'd be under fucking half a gram, man. To be honest.
What, for the whole tub or just that one?
Yeah, for the whole tub. For the whole tub.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's all right.
yeah. I've seen some that are really bad, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just push off smoking it. That red pouch is it's not that bad, but the Cherry Co one, I'll never buy that again. And that blue pouch, I'll never buy that.
I like that. I think maybe, I don't know if there's different types of the Cherry Co or whatever, but I think it was the 26
That number as well, you know what I mean? That I've had the 2 times I've got it, it's fucking both bad experiences. And the reason why I bought it, Fair Grow, is because I'm on a budget sometimes, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I just looked up. There's one there. It says it's coming. It's what was it, 185 for a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's just crazy price. That's the most expensive I've ever seen. 26. The Rocky I thought was the most, but not.
Oh, but you got to think 185 for a quarter. You're getting 14 grams, 4 grams more than the Rocky. So, you know what I mean? You're equating to that.
Nah, a quarter's 7. You're getting 3 grams less.
Only a quarter. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, have a bag. That's nasty. That's really expensive, man. Like, get the fuck out, man.
The set you tried a couple Sativite ones, didn't you?
Yeah,
so you didn't like them.
Yeah. I just pulled all the tubs out of the bathtub the other day, taking all the labels off them. Fucking that many of them. I had plans to do something with them, but I couldn't be fucked. I just threw them all in the bin. They get fucked. At least my name's off them all.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. chop up the video. There's a big, I don't know if you've noticed, there's a big black market now for medicinal cannabis.
Really? Yeah.
Yep. Huge black market. People go and buy a tub for $100, $150 and then go and resell it online and shit like that. $300, $350. You know what I mean?
What? Oh man, that's ridiculous.
Yep.
What? If to the person that's out there purchasing that, I would just say go and call a doctor. You're probably going to spend less money and get your own script. Obviously, some people can't or whatever. I don't know what the hell. But to the person selling that, that's even. Come on, bro. Don't be doing that in the first place. But don't jack it up that much. Oh, come on. You don't even do that on the former market of cannabis. Nobody was turning that into that. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, with the if the sugar leaf had trikes on it, I keep it in there, and I do hear what you're saying. Like it does affect it affects the taste of the code. Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for coming through.
Next time you come across some weed with those leaves on it, Pedro, take a bit aside and remove the leaves and have that session, and then have another session with the leaves on. Tell me if you think there's a taste difference.
Oh, there is a difference. I'll say it now. I could definitely say there is that difference, but
yeah,
because there's trichomes there, that's the whole point of. I mean, that's where the THC is at, right? And that's what you're looking for. So.
Got the old Mav out, bro. What was this fucking thing, man?
Oh, nice.
Fucking
Big
huge,
ball,
bro. So I had no dramas pulling it. You know?
Cheers, bro. Everybody out in the chat, cheers, mate. If you're packing up, chop it up.
What are you smoking at the moment?
Still on this unknown stuff, bro. Oh, I kind of know it, but there's a mix of this unknown and a Jack Hera. They've got Jack, but or whatever his name is. But yeah, it's all right. It does the job. It's not like the super fancy, but it's good.
I went into the dispensary the other day. When was it? Friday, Thursday, one of those days. Different dispensary. Walked in there. There was no one in there at the time I walked in there. Started chatting to the bloke. He goes, come into the side room. So I go into the side room. Next minute, he's chopping up fucking a bit of sativa. Yeah, I'm serious. He's chopping up a bit of sativa, and he goes, now, how do you smoke? And I said, I was smoking a bong. He goes, well, you got to stop. I fucking looked at him like, what? He's going to stop. And he goes, once you try this, I guarantee you're going to want to try and do it. You keep on doing it. It's going to be better for you, and you're going to save on your weed.
Yeah.
He pulls out this little fucking silver pen. Right?
Yeah.
And,
Dynamite.
yeah, Donovate, man. Fucking Jesus, man. I sat there for 20 minutes and got baked, bro.
Yeah. Dope.
And then he goes, how much do you think you use? I said, oh, fuck if I know. And then he goes, you've just used 0.3 of a gram.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, no, it's pretty good little device, but expensive for what it is. It's $200. I think you get him a bit cheaper if you look online and that, you know what I mean? But he was selling for $200. But at the end of the day, if you look at what you're pulling through on a bong, or if you're smoking a joint, it's burning away, and when you're not inhaling, or when you're pulling on a bong, how much shit actually comes through the tube, through the stem, and it's actually floating in the bong water at the end of the fucking sesh.
Yep.
So, yeah,
And
better
then
for you.
when you do the vape, obviously got a few different tokes out of it, and you haven't burnt it. You've still got that AVB, as they call it, or whatever. So
it's just making the transition. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
do you
and
mix your do you mix your weed, Pedro? Do you put tobacco in it?
I do a little bit, about 10%, just a sprinkle.
Yeah. So I mentioned that to him as well, and he's turning around and he goes, "All right, so with cannabis, this is what he's saying. With cannabis, your effects last for about an hour, hour and a half from an initial intake." And I'm saying, well, that's going to vary depending on the person. He goes, with nicotine, the effects are over within about 15 minutes. So no matter how much nicotine you're putting in your mix, you're still going to crave the nicotine hit.
Right.
15 minutes later, you're going to want another bomb because the nicotine's in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see what he's saying in a way. It doesn't matter if you put 1-to-1, like half a cigarette, or fucking, as you say, just a sprinkle. You're still craving that nicotine.
Yeah, and that's the reason I do it, because it's the way that particular smoke is what I kind of have a preference to.
Yeah.
But I would find a difference in like 40% tobacco or more. That kind of takes away from definitely the flavor of the smoke. You're overpowering it.
I went over to Sheila's place and fucking, she's like, "You want a bong?" Yeah, right. And my mate goes, "Oh, I wonder why he had his own bong there." She passed me the bong, fucking, she actually packed it for me. I fucking smoked it. Fucking hell. Not straight tobacco nearly. I fucking punched on a backy bong.
Yeah,
It made his head off because all he does is put a sprinkle, and then I realised 2 different mix bowls. I'll be using the other one from now on. Fucking hell, man. I smoke cigarettes, but yeah, you go a little bit overboard. There's a lot of different strains in the market, though, Fairgrow. Heaps, man.
Oh,
Too many, bro.
There's like 500 plus just on this counter reviews thing. And
yeah. There's another one you can look up. It's called Honolulu.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, Honolulu. HONOLEE, I think, or LEA. Catalyst.
LEE.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at it, but I've heard of that brand.
But they got a review thing with all the different available in Australia. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not signed into them, so I gotta. Oh, wow, so all of the companies, registered with them.
Yeah.
There's one. If you want to check it out, check it out. Let's see, out of these ones, which are Terrain. ANTT.
It's the Australian company.
Canon Track. Ontura. Elevate. Or maybe on a Circle.
Look at all these fucking growers, man. These cunts are making billions, man.
Yeah.
I started with a Dynavape. You can get it for $99 on sale. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I've seen one for $99. Then you get the little stand that goes with it, and fucking you can buy this a device that actually goes over the top of it. It's like a fucking like a handheld device, an induction heater, and it fits over the end of it and it heats it. A whole heap of shit that goes with it. Fucking accessories.
Did you watch the Origin? Were you not care for
Sorry?
it? The State of Origin yesterday.
No, I didn't, but I heard Queensland won.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Now,
Was there any punch on?
oh, no, not really, but there was like a crazy tackle in the first 5 minutes. This fella on debut got sent off because his shoulder went into someone's head.
Been?
No, he got sent off.
Oh, sent off. Okay. Yeah.
On debut, 5 minutes into the game.
Well, they'll go down in history. You know, on debut, you get sent off. Man, why not write history like that?
It's a shame that I don't know why. I don't know what it is that my computer doesn't break the pixels down so that if you're viewing this screen or camera reviews, you can read the fine print. That sucks. We'll have to figure that out, but because like when I'm going through all these different things, it'd be good for people to read it. Have you got many dispensaries around your area?
Yeah, there's quite a few in Melbourne, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just off the top of my head, there's Relief. They can get fucked though. There's Astrid.
Oh yeah.
One sec. Astrid, they push up their prices.
Yeah.
There's the Saint dispensary. Fuck, I'm gonna get back in a sec.
Yeah. I was with Astrid for the initial, my first, and I could tell that the price was slightly higher than everywhere else. I mean, like from going to other places after, they're about, each product has that $20 markup, $20, $30.
Terpene kick. As I said, the same dispensary in St Kilda. They're very friendly.
Yeah. I'll have a look here.
Their knowledge isn't so great, but they're very friendly. There's another chemist called Studica in Chapel Street. Yeah, that guy's just on another level, to be honest. I think there's any more. Oh yeah, there's a couple others spread out in different suburbs. I know about 6 of them in like the CBD of Melbourne.
Yeah. I don't know if I've watched this video before, but
38-year-old Hayley Menz suffers from crippling anxiety that stopped her from leaving her home.
Normally I wouldn't be able to stand here talking to you or anybody. Just with my anxiety, I'd be a shaking mess.
2 months ago, on the advice of her doctor, she started taking medicinal cannabis.
That's made a massive difference.
Using the Can I Help telehealth clinic, she was assessed by a nurse and a specialist doctor, written a prescription and had her treatment applied all within 1 hour.
I couldn't believe it was that quick.
We spare people a lot of worry and a lot of anxiety, and we can get on with trying to improve their health as quickly as possible.
The rapid service can be accessed from home anywhere in Australia, taking the pain out of pain relief.
There's been no change in the quality. It's still a very high quality assessment.
15,000 new patients a month are turning to the alternative medicine. This facility alone pumping out 6 tonnes of medicinal cannabis products a year.
Can produce about 130 kilograms every 8 weeks. And at the moment, we're servicing over 50,000 Australian patients.
While Australians now spend $400 million a year on medicinal cannabis products, of the 700 available in the country, 90% are imported. Now, local manufacturers like A&TG are making gummies, pastilles and oils to provide relief.
Pain and chronic pain, sleep, anxiety, PTSD, we're seeing a vast array of scripts.
And helping sufferers see the light. Samantha Heathwood, 7 News.
And then the next week they'll turn around and have a go at fucking someone getting busted for weed or driving while fucking on cannabis. Fuck the news. Lying sacks of shit. You can also use a diamond vape in your bong instead of the cone piece. Oh, so does it fit straight into the stem, does it? Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, wow. What's up, Ozzy? You started to see that. He's been vaping nicotine since 2011. So are you putting the tobacco with your cannabis vape or? Oh, wait. No. He's obviously talking about one of those vapes with nicotine in it, eh? Yeah, the liquid one. Because I wonder if anybody puts, like, cannabis in... I'm sure some people do somewhere, but, in a vaporizer they put actual tobacco along with their cannabis. PCB. What's up?
I'm going to jump down. There you go. I got some stuff that I need to do, but I thought I'd jump up and show that.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
All good, man. Have a good one. See you, panel. See you, chat. Ciao.
Peace. Everybody go check out Waterton Australia. His channel. It's got a lot of content on there. I definitely agree with what she was saying, though. See how this, where was she? The patient who was initially there got treated, how she said it helped. They said, did it help? And she's like, yes, very much. You could just see the look at it and how quickly it would have helped, She was like, it's so effectively helpful for so many people. It's a shame that they do point out, like they're saying, Australians are spending currently 400 million, and I guess the percentage is growing, but it is still in a smaller numbers compared to the amount of people that are out there consuming cannabis. But that price is still, overpriced. That's a shame to me to think that they're going to point out, oh, they can make so much money, but they're making so much money off medical patients. Like, maybe if it was a different form of market, yeah, that would be cool. But, you're supposed to be patient focused, I would think and hope. Like here, it's about improving these people's lives and diagnosis and, helping them in life. That's the priority, not like corporations and regulations. See what else is on this thing. was just trying to see how many there are, but how many? I mean, even that, just like in the comparison of how, in America or USA or US, whatever, and in Canada, just how free it is and for how long it's been so, I guess not free, but the general population have access to it. And it's not really frowned upon. Like, it's really, really strict over here. And yeah, it's just like, it'd be so cool to be able to have that option. Oh yeah, I mean, definitely, yeah. Do what you. I mean, it's not like I think it's worth a try. If you're consuming cannabis, I think it's like definitely, and as it can come to, if you can find a free consult, that's great. And hopefully they have the variety of options, because some places probably just have certain particular flowers, but just to try it, because they're. It's like, it's called it's high grade cannabis flower, let's say, like, and there's a range that goes to super high, like, but I guess it reaches that craft boutique stage with some of the flowers, but in general, it's probably like, it's high grade, because everything there, the terpenes are there, the calyx is there, everything's been grown optimally. Yeah. But I mean, if I heard that there is a program out there for what is it, the veterans of the war, like there's a company out there that's providing free product, like, and consults if they are eligible, which is, cool. Hopefully that can be broadened out to like people who fit the criteria, but it's, I'm not, I guess, well, there's the legality of it, and then there's the grade of the product. So if you're able to procure this just as good flowers, like really high grade flower, then that's cool. But then I guess you're always worried about, you've got to be always worried about the risk of facing legal repercussions. Whereas if you go in the medicinal route, then you don't really have to worry about that sense. As as long as you've got whatever that product is and you've got a script for it, you're all right. I really like, probably, I hope for some situation like in other country, like, the access to cannabis is there for the general population, like, places like Canada, America, even in Europe now. Like Amsterdam's been done that, like, but in Germany I've heard, Denmark too, like all over. There's certain places there they've got it. I guess we've got places like Nimbin too. It's accepted amongst there, but and it exists, but technically it is illegal. And for that fact of people that are I guess cultivating or producing this really, really nice flowers in a situation of like deregulation or less stigma and laws against it, their product is going to just shine because it's the good stuff. So, people will try it. Obviously, they'll like it. they'll want to, again, word of mouth will get around, and then, you know, so that good stuff would, in my mind, the good stuff will just kind of float to the top, I guess you could say. You'd have to obviously then worry about it, being able to meet the demand and the amounts that you're producing, but hopefully you know they'll, if it's obviously, and it does work, because over there there is options, there's mad options everywhere, because people have just got it and they can do it and grow it and have that high grade genetic seed and then grow it up optimally and then cure it right, and then that's all that's what you need. Whereas if it was out at any other stage and it doesn't, if one of those requirements isn't met, your flower's still got to be cannabis flower, marijuana, but you know, and it'll be effective. It's just not as potent and not as satisfying as something that's done to the optimal level, like these craft growers and stuff. It's crazy, dude. And then I don't know what happened. I'll try and look it up. The cannabis bill, because they've been talking about, we've heard the political people in politics are, you know, putting forward bills to propose new changes to the laws and I've heard that for years and years. Especially there was something heard last week, but I mean, you know, we just sit here and can imagine, like, the fact that we can fathom it, it's just, and it's so simple, like these people with, you know, heavy problems such as cancer or all these epileptic, those extreme cases, they try cannabis and it just fixes them instantly. It's, you know, and that's just so obvious. So I don't understand why there's pushback on it. And they'd say take the pharmaceutical products and then they zombify them. It doesn't even help them. Cannabis Bill Australia 2024. Oh no. Let's just see. Okay, this law. Okay, let's just say the legalized cannabis referendum bill 2024 provides for a question relating to the legislation of cannabis for home growth or adult personal use to be submitted to the electors under the Referendums Act 1983, such question to coincide with the next general election for the Legislative Assembly. Okay. What date was that? Oh, that's in Western Australia. So it says hopefully you guys can read that. I don't know if you can see that on your screen. Are you able to read it? Background. Oh, that's what it just said. I just said there before. Okay, question. Should cannabis be legalized in Western Australia to allow for home growth and adult personal use? How come? This question has no bearing on the outcome of the general elections. Okay, so, well, that's definitely one of the main things. I mean, just to have the availability of it for people in general. That's not really good, though. It's not saying too much. Okay, so 2023. Legalising Cannabis Bill 2023, Parliament of Australia. The Legalising Cannabis Bill 2023 would legalise cannabis for adult recreational use in Australia. The deadline for submissions is November 3rd. Last year, so they just did their reporting of it on the 31st of last month. So, let's see if we can find the reportings. Legalised Cannabis Bill 2023 reportings, maybe. We can't find anything. What are they going to say here? Australia is said to have one of the highest cannabis prevalence rates in the world, and public attitudes to it are shifting. North American, European, and other cannabis companies looking for investment opportunities would do well to follow these shifts. Growing cannabis for medicinal and scientific purposes was legalized under federal law in 2016. Low THC hemp foods were then legalized federally in 2017. Recreational use, though, remains prohibited under federal law. Similarly, at the state and territory level, it is mostly illegal to use, possess, grow, and sell cannabis. Despite these continuing prohibitions, there are legislative trends towards legalization. If passed, the Legalized Cannabis Bill 2023 would change the federal landscape. It would legalize cannabis for adult recreational use in Australia. The bill would establish the Cannabis Australia National Agency as a statutory agency to register cannabis strains and regulate cannabis activities. These activities include growing and possessing plants, manufacturing and selling cannabis products, operating cannabis cafes, and importing and exporting cannabis products. The Senate Legal and Constitutional Affairs Committee is presently conducting an inquiry into this bill. Submissions have now closed and public hearings have opened. The committee's reporting date is May 31st, 2024. The bill is expected to be debated in federal parliament later this year. At the same time, cannabis legalization bills are now being debated in several Australian states. Despite shifting public attitudes, federal legalization may still be way off. While the federal bill has been prompted by a minority party, it does not enjoy the support of the ruling or major opposition party. It lacks the support of the Australian Medical. It also lacks the support of the Australian Medical Association. Wow, so there's at least they proposed today, right? So one of the, I think, obviously, Legalised Cannabis Party or whatever, and the Greens have proposed it, but then on that very last sentence there, that's pretty much, painting a good picture of reality that the current ruling party, which is the Labor Party, I guess, and the oppositions of the Liberal Party, which is the main dominant political parties in Australia by far, that, they're probably 80% more than that, 85% of the vote goes to those parties. And, they don't support it. And then you've got the top medical, like the Australian Medical Association, so that's the full regulatory board of all the medical stuff in Australia, all the students and everything, and how people practice and whatever. they don't support it. So that's just really like, you got to be prepared for it. It's just not going to happen. Because what they were talking about there, to be able to register cannabis strains and regulate activities, like for people to all this operate cafes, importing and exporting, obviously, I don't know, that would be great, because that would be the opportunity to get like Californian products, BC products, and get them over here. Amsterdam products, get them over here for in general, and not have to worry about, because it's just too difficult. It's really, really highly regulated. It obviously happens in some, some places are under somewhere around, but in general, it's just, you can't do it. It's, it's very, very, let's just say, yeah, I've never done it. I would love to. I would so love to be able to try some, because it's like worldwide, California high grade, like, you know what I mean? I just would like to try some, because I've never been there. So just to have that opportunity as somebody who loves cannabis and like, has, what's the word, benefit from, like it's just, it makes things, better, but like, I don't know, I love it, and I find it, I don't know, for so many reasons, like, it's traditionally, culturally, it's been I would say, it's been part of my heritage for the lineage of people, because the culture's got ganja in there. So, not to say everybody does it, but it's part of, it's written in the scriptures, it's there, still used today. So for that reason, that's one. And then, it brings about benefit of your mind, anxiety, pain, appetite, and then it helps people with the cancer and the epilepsy. And so it's a beautiful thing. It's just highly, highly shone upon in the last 100 years. And then you've got, not to just point, but like what is accepted, tobacco and alcohol, if there's something that will kill you. And it's known that that could kill you. Like alcohol, if you've got an alcohol addiction and you jump off that straight away, and you're trying to stop drinking, you could die. Your body will go into shock. And it's just not going to happen from cannabis. I don't know. It's just strange that if these, people who are part of these top parties, as you say, the ruling party and the Australian Medical Association, like, I don't understand their point of view to, like, obviously they're deemed as qualified because they've gone through the education system and done what's required, and then they're working in these positions. But like, I just don't understand how they say no, it will be bad, when it's so obvious in the situations of people with cancer and epilepsy and things like, you just see it straight away. We've got so many cases of people talking about they've got young children with epilepsy, and for years and years they take all these different treatments that's diagnosed by the doctor, tablets and all these, pharmaceuticals, and nothing helps. Maybe, nothing really helps, but then they take cannabis and it's just a dramatic change in, like they don't have these experiences, or it's really, really, really cut down, and it's like straight away as soon as they take it. So for the body, the human, it's good. It's not a toxic thing. It's good. So how can somebody who's in these positions, experienced and, well, I don't know, maybe they can because they've got different intent, and there is certain things there behind it. Well, it's why, there's obviously reasons why they're saying no and why they push it back, but I'm not aware, or I don't know, like, it's, yeah, it's strange because it's obvious. It's so obvious that it helps those people anyway. And then just, you know, it'll help a lot of people. Oh, peace, Sparrow. I'm sorry I didn't read the chat. Been losing a couple people. What have we been going on for an hour? What do we got here? Whoa, check this out. I haven't read. So knows the family in NT, 30 grams for. That's really good up there, isn't it? Anyway, process leader. I am yet to suss out quality, but yeah, the bud in South Wales is decent quality, most year round for decent prices and potency. Yeah, for sure. But then you do find that stuff that's just not cured properly, you know. I mean, you got to, you got to try and find it. Like, if you have that opportunity, then that's the one thing I'd, you know, I definitely would say about the medical. You're guaranteed that kind of terpene. It might not be your specific preference, but it's definitely prominent. Like, you might, if you know, you got to find if you prefer the fruit flavored or sweet flavored ones, you got to try and find that one, as opposed to something that's kind of piney or earthy, or, you know. But they will be prominent among that, and that's what you really want. But you can find that too around in most places. But there, you know, you would say that that's just the main issue, really. People not growing the product to optimal levels. Cannabis becomes a new industry in countries that legalize it, and Australia needs new industries because we have closed and sold most of ours here. True. Yeah, it's true. And I mean, you know, I just hope that I would like to try and find out what the reporting from the bill was yesterday, or last week, sorry. But I would just hope, as it says, you know, as you're saying here, is creating new industries. I just hope that it, you know, kind of everyday people or have the access to it if they so please. And it's not just like to multi-corporation sort of things. You know, you have to have directors and hundreds of thousands of dollars in fees and licenses. It should just, you know, have that, and that would be in one thing. Like, if you had a contact in California or wherever, you know, and wherever it might be, even Germany or Canada or wherever, if you could, you know, if you got in touch with Direct and you sorted out you know, an agreement or whatever, and if you could, and they could post it, that would be awesome. And like, same along the lines, if the companies are doing it, yeah, that's great. But anyway, like, you know, it's obviously, you know, I've been talking about it, and it's like, I'll see if I'll keep looking for it, if I can find what the bill, what happened. Latest legalization news, 2024. Just trying to find the. Oh, here we go. So, Senate report rejects proposed laws to legalise recreational cannabis use in Australia. Australia won't see any cannabis cafes selling brownies anytime soon, despite agreement that the use of marijuana should be prioritized as a health issue. This was on the 3rd of June, so a few days ago. Let's see if I can. Is this going to play? Oh, it's still loading, so it'll load up. So a push to legalise the recreational use of cannabis on a national scale has been knocked back after experts expressed concerns it would lead to...
In an Australian first, the ACT Parliament has passed a bill to legalise personal marijuana use, but police would still be able to charge someone with cannabis possession.
Oh, that's old. So that's... I don't know, I'll look at that in a second, but that's in the Australian Capital Territory. The law, they've got the most lenient where it is, as she's just said. But anyway, a push to legalise the recreational use of cannabis on a national scale has been knocked back after experts expressed concerns it would lead to more use of the drug among young people. Whatever, dude. That's your. Anyways, a Senate committee rejected a bill introduced by Green Senator David Shoebridge on Friday, which calls to allow for cannabis possession for personal use in Australia, as well as the establishment of a national agency to regulate the growing of plants. After receiving over 200 submissions, the committee noted evidence for peak medical bodies, including the Australian Medical Association, that warned wider access could exacerbate health risks, particularly for adolescents. Ultimately, the committee is concerned that the legislation of cannabis for adult recreational use would create as many, if not more, problems than the bill is attempting to resolve, the report said. Wow. While endeavouring to do so, the bill does not address several significant concerns. For example, ensuring that children and young people cannot access cannabis, particularly homegrown, managing risky cannabis use, and effective oversight of the THC content. The committee report noted that the majority of submissions agreed that cannabis use should be treated first and foremost as a health issue instead of a criminal issue. Cannabis remains the most commonly used illicit drug in Australia, according to the National Drug Strategy Household Survey, with more than 2.5 million people having used it recently, which is close to 10% of the whole population. In 2019, about 11.7% of people aged 14 years reported having had used the drug at least once in the past 12 months. The figure was higher for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander young people at 16%. Under the Greens model, adults in Australia could legally grow 6 cannabis plants, but it would remain a crime to sell the drug to anyone under the age of 18. The bill also proposes the creation of licensed Amsterdam-style cannabis cafes that sell marijuana products such as edibles. In his dissenting report, Senator Shoebridge argued the creation of a national cannabis market would generate thousands of jobs and remove billions from the black market. This inquiry shows clearly how evidence-based and human-centered reforms like this will... This inquiry shows clearly how evidence-based and human-centered reforms like this we will need to break the stranglehold of politics as usual, he said. He said despite the committee's findings, the Greens plan to introduce the bill into Parliament this year. The majority report in this issue reasonably fairly covers the evidence we had in the inquiry, although it does not detail the hundreds of individual submissions to the inquiry that almost unanimously asked us to vote this into law and to finally legalise cannabis, he added. Medicinal cannabis was legalised in Australia in 2016, and last year around 700,000 people reported having used cannabis for medical purposes. The penalties of illicit use of marijuana, which remains illegal in all states and territories, varied based on jurisdiction. In New South Wales, a first-time offender caught with a small amount of cannabis could be issued with a formal caution. Offenders caught with up to 50 grams of cannabis in Queensland must be first offered a drug diversion program as an alternative to criminal prosecution. In Western Australia, maximum fines can range from $2,000 to $20,000 and up to 2 years in prison. Okay. That's the update of where it's at, obviously. So, and it did say that before. It's that because there hasn't been the legislative assembly for the next election, so that's when this guy he can push it forward again. But to see there, so 700,000 people have got prescribed or reported prescriptions, and there was 2.5 million saying in Australia they've used it recently. So it's about a third of the, out of the whole, it's out of all the 2.5 million, a third of them are on prescription. So you've got 2/3 who are doing it illicitly. And to see the argument of how they're saying it will probably you're at risk of exposing it to adolescents. Well, that risk is already currently there, obviously. And, so, and then down to the where you're going, where, these places are offering diversion instead of prosecution, or there's cautions. So for being caught in the illegally. So just in that sense, to me, that says it's not such a harsh crime. It's not that much of a bad thing for them to offer cautions instead of, criminally prosecuting. So what is the worry if this adolescents are exposed? Because they were exposed anyway, and then for them, a lot of them are going to go and try and source it illegally. I just don't see that argument how if it's gonna if they let it if they pass the bill or let it people, what's the word, like do business, or allow deregulation or whatever, or legalization, then that all these young kids are going to go run to it and go get it. Like, I just don't see that, because obviously that should still be under regulation, as he's saying. It's illegal to sell to anyone under the age of 18. And even that's like, it's crazy. I could say almost. Oh well, it's a bit of a, there you go. So like, it's gone back to square one, because they said no. Well, the majority of the people are saying no, so they'll just have to wait. Crazy. Oh, have you had a look at it? So it's just cool to hear what they're proposing and stuff like that. But it's, it's a shame. Oh, where are we at? Oh, go on, watch this thing. Some Sky News report.
Under federal law. Political reporter Eliza Edwards has the latest.
Bill clashes with Commonwealth law, but the federal government has indicated there won't be any legal challenge. Attorney General Christian Porter says it's a matter for the ACT. The law will allow Canberrans to possess 50 grams of marijuana and grow 2 plants in their home, but they won't be able to drive for several weeks because the ACT Police maintains a zero-tolerance attitude to drug driving. ACT Labor says the purpose of the bill is to treat drug addiction like a health issue, not a criminal one, although the laws don't guarantee people won't be charged under federal law. Labor backbencher Michael Peterson, who introduced the private members bill, has told Sky News he'd be amazed if that happened.
In practice, what this means is that prosecutors will not be bringing charges because, quite simply, there is a complete defence to the Commonwealth drug charge. There won't be a territory offence and they'll have a complete defence to the Commonwealth charge.
So the police can charge them, but it'll go absolutely nowhere. That's a guaranteed protection.
That's what this bill is all about.
It's been a pretty poor exercise. It's bad legislation. There's still confusion out there. I think all it's going to do is cause problems for our police force out there who are trying to actually manage the balance between ACT laws and Commonwealth laws.
Residents of the Bush capital won't be able to light up immediately. The laws don't come into effect until the end of January.
We don't want this to take effect straight away because we think it's important to run a public health campaign. We think it's important that Canberrans understand that there are dangers linked to cannabis usage.
What this does is it accepts that people are already using the drug and it puts it within a health framework. And we know where it's been done overseas, we haven't seen an increase in harms. Indeed, we've seen a decrease in harms.
Medical groups like the AMA are opposed to legalising marijuana for recreational use and say it will stretch resources in our health sector.
Cheers, everybody, if you're blazing up.
Well, Australians have been revealed as the world's biggest fashion consumers.
Interesting. Hey Jeff, what up, bro? Thanks for coming, popping through. We just, I don't know if you saw that, the reaction to the bill. There's like, it's just talking some jive. Not really talking jive, but talking common sense in the fact that like cannabis helps people and it's, you know, should be passed, but because and in what other thing I was thinking there, how they were saying that it opens it up. The reason for them not like passing or wanting to pass or rejecting it is that the fears of exposing adolescents to cannabis. Like that makes me kind of think, all right, so these other countries that did pass it, you know, and just like America, I mean, you were America and Canada for many years, right? So are they trying to say that that generation is you know, at a detriment because they got exposed to it? You know, like what would be the issue in the fact that they did get exposed to it? You know, because that's kind of saying, well, these other countries have done it wrong, and then their next generation's all mucked up. But obviously, it's not really that mucked up because things are still going, and they're going pretty good, really. I think everybody's at peace and whatnot. So I just don't understand it. The people that reject it, man. Well, I don't know, because even that, like, because am I saying that from a biased perspective? Because I do, you know, consume, and I have done for like more than half of my life. But like, I just thought, well, then my mother and my parents still kind of reject it. Oh no, see, they don't really reject. Like, see, they don't, because now that it's kind of like the medical's gone through. It's like she, you know, as long as you're doing it legally, that's all right. So that's the only opposition kind of they got. You just not the only opposition. She doesn't really consume any like substances at all. So she's she'd prefer people to be clean. But so if it was legal, then it would be all right. So the other people they reject her, like for reasons, I don't know, reasons of their own, I guess. But I just don't see the harm in it, eh? Because at the same time, it's like they're kind of thinking there's people out there that are going to go and target those children and then try and get them onto camera. Like I don't think that's not going to happen, and that's like because the culture, people wouldn't allow that in the culture, really. Like well maybe like yeah they're just there. So and then once that's my real. No, I've said it before. Like I just think the good will float to the top, and it'll just be the most prominent because like nobody wants to go and get ripped off or go buy a bad product. So once the people with the good who care about everything, care about the final product or whatever, and what the patient receives or what the consumer receives, the people will just go there because, like, as I said, they're getting firstly they'll get the good deal, and when other people hear about it, they'll want that too, and they'll want. So, it's just like if. I'd dare say those people would care about human beings too. So they're not out there. They wouldn't be trying to go, they might encourage a person to consume cannabis because it's not harmful, but they're not going to go and like expose it to acid, like try and push it onto young children. That's not like that's not common. That's not common knowledge, like common thought, like. Amongst the cannabis community, like for sure that let them understand it, and eventually when they get of age, you can start consuming it. Not that it's bad for them, like, but supposedly like because you could give. I'm sure that like Rasta cultures out there, they give to their babies oils and things like that. Probably like culturally too, because it's a sacramental thing as well. Blow smoke in the face and just a little bit, not like just to because it's part of their culture, but amongst the like in the Australian community, that's not going to happen. Like, so there must be some sort of the current system benefits them too much, benefits these particular people who are rejecting it, in a way that would be, a factor behind the rejection or the answer, whatever. I don't know when the next election is, if it's this year or whatever, but that's the next time that the Greens member, the Shoebridge, he'll be able to try and bring it up so that they can at least, because, the fact they're not even talking about it and they reject it, that's just like, wow, cool. Well, not very cool at all, but, because it's like, I just don't get it, man. 2024, 2016, like 1996, California did it, I think, or 94. Amsterdam been doing it for years. I can't what's when they had their laws down, but we're it's 2024 and they're rejecting it. They're not even talking about it because like, no, it's not good. Wow. And then, you know, in that same factor, they don't penalize it as harshly as they used to, I guess. You know, with the diversions and what is that thing in New South Wales? They get a caution or something like that. But you know, so it's I don't like, because if it was such a bad thing, then you should penalize it. If it's not that bad, then why are you really? Anyway, because it just leaves it on the float, and it leaves that black market there, or that system, the other, like, allowing to exist, and they're gonna be the ones providing the market. They know there is a huge market, or the 2.5 million or whatever. There's a lot, you know. That's like 10% of the country. And then what's the adult population? So there's a lot, right? So it's like maybe 30% or something, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I'll, you know, if they're not going to penalise it, then because yeah, well, that's just how it is. Because these people are going to still want to consume, right? So somebody's out there with the good genetics, with the good seed, you know, planting, nurturing every day, watering in the right optimal environment, doing their thing. Look, you know, really showing love to the plant, and months and months go into that, or weeks and weeks, you know, and you know, and then they'll finally come out with that the good flour and all, but like that's got to be done with, like, you got to be watching over your back at all every time, because you got to be worried about the whole illegal system and that whole current structure, which you know, or I guess it would always, you know, they always, like, you got to be worried about prosecution or someone dobbing you in, or somebody coming to rip the plan or whatever. So that's always, I guess that's always going to be there, the fact that somebody, because even if it is deregulated, yeah, well, actually, that could also provide it, because if they legalize it, then they could make it a crime to come and rip the crop. So if you get caught doing that, then you could get, you know, you should get criminally charged, right? And currently, if you did it, it's all up in the air. You can't go and tell them, oh, you know, my cannabis got cut down, because then it's just, you know, you shouldn't have that cannabis in the first place. Which is, yeah, wow. And that goes to the second, that other worry is, you're worried about persecution. So craziness, man. Because that's just, yeah, wow. And maybe that is one reason too. It'll cut out so much of the policing. So much of that budget probably does go into, you know, or will a certain number of would go into certain possession and cultivation. So if they got rid of that as something that the police were looking for, that might, you know, cut down the amount of workload, which is one reason why they're rejecting it. Fed grow. Nah, bless. It's fed grow. Nah, joking. Much peace, mate. Good to see you, dude. Thank you for coming through. Yeah, facts, bro. You know, and Matt, big ups, but I don't want to, you know, put the business out there or whatever, you know what I mean? Because it's like, so definitely I was even thinking, because I'm going through something I'm not telling people about at the moment, you know, like, but so it's yeah, that's the heavy shit, man. It's just ridiculous. Like, in your case more so because it's just cannabis, like, but it's, yeah. And okay, so there's another part, the fact that they are they go out and look for people with possession charges or certain other levels of it, and they end up in court. So, the judge has got something to do, solicitors have got something to do, prosecution's got something to do, the officers are going doing their job. So if they offer legalization, does it, stop or take as it the amount of work laid out? Anyway, it's just crazy, man. We got some good heads in here that realize, obviously, and they resonate with this train of thought, because it's to me it's obvious, right? A lot of people do think that way, and but it's sad to see that you've got the people who are in critical positions to make change. They're rejecting it, but just gotta hope for the best. I might I should probably shut it down. I do appreciate everybody for hanging around, man. If you did, I was just chatting up, just thinking my mind, whatever. Everybody, hope you have a good day. Thank you again for tuning in. And, I'll say it, look inside yourself, find your direction and follow that path. Be the best you can be honest, be yourself, and follow your intuition. Right? Recognize nature has a remedy. And we've got to free the auntie, bro. I mean, so I hope you all have a good day once again, and I'll hope to see you all soon. Much peace, much peace.